Hello, everybody. We are back on the free to play. Just giving a quick update about where the account stands. So, if you missed it yesterday, we did pull from the Prism Shards. Did not get anything too exciting out of that. I can't remember who we got. Was it Cannon S? I think it may have been Cannon. Oh no, it was Candlehead. Yeah, I pulled the one on my main account and got Cannon S. Um, But so we pulled that yesterday and didn't get anybody from it. I'm not gonna pull shards. I was this close to pulling shards on the main account, but I ultimately decided that um, it wasn't wise. I don't. I if I was on probably anything but zero mercy, I would potentially pull. If I had like 3 or 4 shards into mercy on the main account, then I would probably pull. But I've pulled on zero mercy before with like 12 shards, and they were all nothing. So I would rather wait for uh, a 2x event, which I think is coming up. I think this double legendary is kind of a bait because I think there's going to be a 2x event coming up here this weekend. Nothing's confirmed. It's just what I think is going to happen. I've been definitely been wrong before. But anyways, on the free to play, um, so I've got 500 energy. This is just from refills and stuff like that. There is the potential to go for the dungeon divers here, but it's 5,000 energy roughly to be able to get through this. Now there is a dragon event tomorrow. It's a turn attack, but I mean I could still double dip between the two of them. I just don't want to spend 5,000 energy. Um, so what I'm likely gonna do is just pivot and say, okay, we're not going for any more of these crystals. We're gonna go ahead and start getting food leveled up so that we can get these champions we've been stalling on leveled up. Now, we do have a clan v clan coming up. I'm getting real lucky with books, so I got a fourth book, by the way, from Doom Tower. I do want to talk real quick about my Doom Tower progression. I'm feeling very strong in Doom Tower. Now, this could be mostly due to the current rotation that we're up against. I happen to have a Geomancer, and I happen to have Ultimate Death Knight. So Ultimate Death Knight basically knocks out the Scarab boss, and both Ice Spider and even the Poison Spider are countered kind of well by Geomancer in the fact that as they do damage, they're just killing themselves, and I can keep him alive between Ursula and Ultimate Death Knight. So I can kind of cheese these bosses. The bigger one that's going to give me fits is if I see another Magma Dragon. However, I still feel like we'll be able to do well against it with Ultimate Death Knight potentially landing a taunt on it. So, um, we'll see, of course. Like we won't know until we get to that point, but I do feel like I'm pretty well set for this rotation. Um, so what I was thinking about doing today is kind of completing this artifact enhancement event on camera and just kind of giving you guys an idea of how I approach spending my silver. We've been talking about silver a lot, and like what pieces I would upgrade. Now, earlier today, I was just happened to be on the account. We have this mythical piece here with crit rate, crit damage, and defense percent. This is just a great piece. I went ahead and uh, leveled it to 16. I think the extra roll went into defense percent, but um, it's just such a good piece. Now, I will say, let's take a quick look and see what other mythical pieces we have on the account. So this one only has crit rate, but it does already have a pre-roll into accuracy. This one I think had crit rate and crit damage. So this is a definite 16. I don't like that the second one went into resistance there. That's a little disappointing. But there is a spot. I mean, you still have crit rate and crit damage. I'd love to see either attack or maybe defense percent, even HP percent for some champions that I have. But getting that extra crit rate and crit damage on that piece in general is really solid. Crit rate gloves. Didn't I have... Oh, that was on my main account. I have a piece of crit damage gear that I wanted to level. So this is just a good piece. It's not necessarily... Yeah, this is just a good piece. Defense, HP, and accuracy. We could take that to 16 for sure. It's a 6-star... Bleh. It is a 6-star piece, and it's mythical, which has... So already we've got an extra roll into defense and survivability, which is huge. It's a little frustrating that it's on a kill stroke set, because ideally we won't ever make use of the kill stroke aspect of it. Like, we won't put it together with other pieces of the kill stroke. But it is really good for a debuffer. Yeah, I just flat out, it's good for a debuffer, good for a support that may need a little bit of accuracy. I mean, that's a lot of defense and HP. So I won't complain about that. Would love to see these have crit damage on them. So I mostly was just seeing kind of what we had as far as mythical. Let's take a look and see what kind of legendary pieces we've got. What do we have on this? Yeah. I've already been checking, but I'm going to do a quick double check. I would do equipped as well. What items do I have that have crit rate and crit damage? Ugh. No. And they have attack percent? Yeah, I've already leveled them all up. What has defense percent? I don't have a defense-based nuker, but I might at some point. It's a decent piece. Alright, let's take a look at my crit damage gauntlets. Do I have any with crit rate? I've already leveled them all up. Not going to level these up. Not going to level these up. There we go. And speed. Flat HP. Not ideal. Alright, let's see where we're at on the event now. We leveled quite a few pieces up. I didn't even pay attention to how much silver we spent. So we're about halfway to our goal. We spent about 3 million silver there. A big chunk of why we didn't spend that much silver is because we mostly leveled stuff that was 12 up to 16. Alright, let's take a look at some chests, because that's probably something... Let's look at main stat chests. I would like to look at only 5 or 6 star pieces. I really only want to look at chests. I don't really care about boots as much. Or even gauntlets. A little bit of crit damage on that. Love to see that roll a little bit better. I was going to say, this is a really good piece that needs to be taken to 16. little bit of crit rate on that. I really don't feel like I have a lot of good pieces. Why am... Oh, that's why. I was like, I feel like... Oh, here we go. Resistance on it. I suppose I can level up. Problem is that I really would love to see these with crit rate, crit damage, and then some kind of usable main stat. We can see what these ones roll. HP, okay. I mean, you know, for an HP-based champion, again, this one for a defense-based champion here. Speed, crit rate, crit damage. Let's look for some support gear then. So primary stat, HP percent or defense percent. So for substats, we'd want like speed and accuracy. Okay, here we go. A defense chest with speed, HP, and accuracy. I don't really care for those boots. Let's see what it rolls into here. So it's an accuracy chest with speed, HP, and substat accuracy. For a debuffer, I might use that. I'm not so sure. Why don't we just take a look at some of my speed gear? And I want to take off, let's just take off all the filters. And I just want to look at my speed gear. And take a look at kind of each piece individually. So we have speed, okay, this is actually a good piece. The reason I say that is because a champion that's going to want speed and accuracy is also going to want survivability. So HP is a viable stat for them. They don't necessarily want to have attack. So to be able to get speed and accuracy and HP all together on an item, this is a good item. And I'll take this to 16. Because this would likely go on... Like, this could go on Deacon, for example. And it likely might even be an upgrade if we take a look at Deacon and what he currently has. So, this would give him 12 more accuracy, 1,600 more HP, 179 more attack. The same amount of speed, and it's not even glyphed. So why don't we go ahead and throw a big boy glyph on this too. We get a 4. Not happy about that, but it is an improvement. And we've just like that, made my Deacon that much stronger. A little bit extra accuracy there. You know what? I could even glyph the attack. I'm not going to use a big one. I'll just put a little one on it. And that would just give me a little bit of extra damage. So 4 more speed, 17 more accuracy, more attack, and more HP. So a straight upgrade for Deacon. And now that leaves a viable speed weapon. The one I just took off of him. With a double, it's a 5-star speed weapon with a double speed roll. That could be viable for any other character on the account as well. So pretty good there. Again, here we have speed and accuracy, but this time we have attack percent. Why don't we just look for speed and accuracy? That's an idea. Substats, speed, and accuracy. That one, that's the attack percent one. What's this one? Speed, accuracy, and crit damage. Not quite the same kind of vibe, but here we go. This one I'll definitely take the 12-star and see what we get. Crit damage, but again, a double speed roll. You know, anytime you see Honestly, anytime you have speed, like let's roll this. I know I was like not too excited about it, but let's roll this and see. Okay, so kind of bad rolls, which makes it a little less viable. But we could have got like a triple speed on that, you know what I mean? And that would have been a really, really solid piece. We've got a 6-star item here. Speed, accuracy, and defense. Not too worried about the resistance on that one as much. So this, flat defense though. Speed, accuracy, and HP. I know it's Savage gear. This piece will never be used as a Savage piece. This is a piece that would likely be used um, as a stat stick for somebody that I need to have high speed and accuracy. We do get a double speed roll on it with a little bit of HP and accuracy, so that it could be viable, but that's not a piece I would take to 16. Attack percent. Here we go. This is the type of gear, if it wasn't flat HP, so speed, accuracy, crit damage, just speed and accuracy, speed, accuracy, crit damage, speed, accuracy, HP percent. This one's a little bit better. We do get a crit damage roll on it, but we get speed and accuracy roll on it. This is common gear that would be put on a support because there's a chance you could make the immortal set, which would give them another 15% and give them a little bit of extra healing and survivability. These gauntlets, I'd really like to see them any other main stat. Maybe, you know, maybe this could be good for like a bomb champion down the line. I don't have any of those at the moment. This is a stat stick. This one's good. This is a really good piece for the set. That's the thing to keep in mind here. It really doesn't matter what this rolls, and that's a great roll on it. I will take this to 16. So a Defiant set is a set that's gonna go. Wow, wow, those are great, great rolls. So this a 2-piece Defiant is something that I would put onto a debuffer, a tank, something like that. So to be able to get all those stats is really satisfying, and we jumped very drastically. And you'll notice that I haven't gone through all that much silver. I'm getting kind of lucky, if I'm being honest. What crit rate gloves do I have in general on the account? So these are okay. Maybe just a 12 on these. Really bad substats though. Interesting. I mean, it's nice to have a little bit of extra crit damage. The problem I have with crit rate gloves is I always want them to be crit damage gloves. And that sounds bad, and it is bad. Like I'm being greedy at that point. At this point on the account, having crit damage gloves that are gonna be able to give me like the amount of crit rate I have to make up for with these gloves. So you really want to have primary stat crit damage with a substat of crit rate. You'll see I've already got 2 of them. They didn't roll great, but I've already got 2 of them kind of leveled out because that's what you need. I really should just take both of these to 16. Now I know I'm not going to get any extra crit rate value out of it, but they are 5-star crit damage gloves with a crit rate substat. So you kind of do want to take those to 16, and that way when you go to build out your champion, you have those options, but you can see the full amount of crit damage that you're going to get from it too, if that makes sense. Like if I was going to put these on Venomage here, I'd be able to see how much more crit rate I need. And having them fully leveled up lets me know how much crit damage I'm going to get in exchange for some of the other stats that I might be losing. So, what is this weapon? Is this a... Oh, yeah. That's amazing. Let's do my favorite one to do. Crit rate and crit damage on items that are equipped as well. So yeah, this weapon needs to get upgraded for sure. What's this one? That's a really good weapon. This is good for a defensive-based nuker. Again, we don't currently have one, but it is... They are more commonplace, and we could eventually get one. Nope, that's a 4-star piece. Let's filter this a little bit more, because I do have quite a few pieces here to 5- and 6-star pieces. What is this? I don't like that it's the accuracy, but it is something that could make... This one's pretty good. Yeah, okay. It's kind of a niche champion, like maybe HP, but I mean, they're just as a stat stick for needing to get that extra crit rate and crit damage out. It would really help. Okay. Let's take the substats off. I don't really want to go too heavy into rebuilding champions right now. I think I've already looked at my speed gear, right? Okay. Definitely take both of these to 12. A little bit of crit damage on that. Okay. Crit rate on those is really nice to see. It doesn't get a roll onto it, but it could come in handy later on. Accuracy, attack percent, and crit damage. Crit rate, but flat attack. These are good. Nah, flat attack is not... It doesn't make it bad, it's just slightly less usable. Flat stats. This had accuracy on it, I would roll it. 2 flat stats and a crit damage. But it's speed boots in a speed set. Wow. Only 700k spent on that. Hey, I think we did it. Oh, we way did it. Yeah, we knocked that one out of the park. All right. So that's kind of what I do, you know? I'm just picking pieces that I think are good. As you can see, I probably went over a lot of pieces. One of the great things about the mentality of stats over sets, it really makes it easy to be more selective about your gear, because it's very common for somebody to want to complete a set and then take pieces that are probably not as good and use them just to make a set work. Um, Case in point is this Killstroke helmet. It does bring some crit damage, but and a little bit of speed, but we're not getting any attack percent out of this item, which we'd love to see. I do like that it has crit damage, but the trip roll into resistance is less than ideal. To be completely, I think, have I already reworked this one? No, I haven't. This is a good rework candidate. If it didn't have the, like, if I had a better helmet on the account that would alleviate some of the risk, like, let's just find something that has crit damage. Because really the only, let's what would be the best case helmet here? So we would want crit damage, attack percent. Let me do an inventory of my gear real quick. Equipped. I don't have anything else turned on, right? All the Killstroke I have are 3 shields and 3 helmets. I don't have any weapons. I could have swore I had Killstroke weapons. This is a prime candidate for a reroll, though. I will not reroll this in its current configuration because it is giving me the extra crit damage as well as the Killstroke buff crit damage, which is making my son Wukong hit as hard as he is hitting. If I was to go with a suitable replacement, because I don't need crit rate, we're already crit rate capped, right? A suitable replacement, if we take Killstroke out of it, let's look at helmets and weapon shields. We're getting a little long here on the video. And look at crit rate and crit damage substats. But with like perfect gear, so attack percent. Oh, I can't do that on shields. The helmet should, though. Do I have any helmets that have crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent? Do I have any helmets with attack? Can you get... Yeah, you can get helmets with attack percent and crit damage. This is an interesting one. Let's just take this to 12. No procs into crit damage. Would love to see that get some procs into crit damage there. So I'm looking at these as viability in an attempt to replace this. If I was to get enough rolls onto crit damage to neutralize the 26% that we would lose, you know? Yeah. I do need to do some... I will be doing... I'd love to be able to change these out for crit damage. Gauntlets. But they would need to have crit rate on them. So we have 10% crit rate. So we'd have to make up 30% crit rate. The weapon has crit rate. That's a ton of crit rate there, which is already being calculated into what we have. So I could potentially find boots that had more crit rate. There we go. I was like, I know I have boots with crit rate. Oh, but they need to be speed boots. Yeah, so speed boots with crit rate. Do any of them have a high roll into crit rate? 12%, which would make up some of it. Nothing with big enough rolls into crit rate to really make it viable, since this already has 5% crit rate. So we are a little light on gear still at the moment, but I'm going to go ahead and end the video. We are right at 30 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this kind of helped you guys think about how to level your gear and kind of what to do. I'm not going to go for the fragments. I think I might have some fragments, and I could potentially get the uh the epic, but I don't think, what would I need? I'm at 4598. Yeah, I might level up a few more pieces just to 12 to knock out the remaining amount there. But anyways, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next video.